I woke up this morning, what did I see? Gunmen standing over me with their gun.
A group came in and must have been looking for somebody specific.
One man had fired off a shot at another man.
A shot was fired.
Shot in broad daylight, dead.
Money or your life.
Gunmen, 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 gunmen. We know one on the day. We know one on the day. We know one on the day. What you say?
I'm Sheldon Thomas. I go in the recording name of Curfew. I am Ed of the Brother Movement.
You don't wait for your brethren to get licked down. You don't wait for your cousin to get licked down. You don't wait for your daughter, your son to end up on drugs. You do something about it now.
I'm making this open space basically because I'm sick of all the violence that's happening in the black communities right now.
Choice FM, local news.
Mark Burnett was gunned down at the podium in Vauxhall during a concert by the Jamaican reggae star Capleton.
I've had a few shootings in around clubs in London quite recently. Well, I'm a club DJ, my name's Martin J.
I heard a gunfire. At first I thought it was a gun salute because a certain track was playing.
Shooting a gun, well, in the air as a salute in a dance has become accepted as normal.
Down the bottom of the stairs was a black guy.
A young black guy was shot in the lobby.
He had a bullet in the back of his head and blood was all over the place, and I've never seen that kind of thing, only in films. And like, it was a black guy. And this was a black club.
Black man, certain black people at this program, robbing and ripping, I go round in a gang. Yeah, all about it on news at one. Scene, get together.
I think it makes me think twice before I go to certain places.
Someone who just got out for a good time could end up dead.
2 other people also received bullet wounds.
On this dark road, 6 o'clock in the morning, it was just me and another guy walking towards me. My name's Formula, I'm the technical advisor for Superclick Sound. And as we got, like, I don't know, a metre apart, he pulled out a little revolver. He aimed it straight at me like this and said, money or your life.
There is a rise in this kind of violence, this black and black violence.
A man seriously ill in hospital after being shot at a Shabba Ranks concert.
The thing is, though, can you let incidents like these stop your life, you know, put your life on a temporary hold?
Now all the black people out there, so me I talk to Uno.
This film will look at why the violence has increased in the black communities and what we are trying to do about it.
Now me fed up for hear about all this black on black violence. Black man I take out gun and I lick gunshot on him next black brother. I draw out knife and I chop up him next black brother. What them thing have to stop this year? Now big up all of the BROTHER movement.
The Brother Movement stands for Black Rhyme Organisation to Help Equal Rights.
The Brother Movement has released a record called Ghetto Geddon.
Ghetto Geddon. Well, that's the L that some people are living in the ghetto right now.
Which deals with the issue of black on black violence.
Are you growing up in a ghetto? Said we witnessed not for that. From the tax and no bands jewelry to black, killing black.
The message is the most important situation here. What we're trying to put across is that black on black violence must cease, and black awareness is very important right now as we're living in revelation times. Come in, Sheldon.
When I was growing up, I owned a sound which was based in Brixton. I mean, I myself was in the reggae sound, so obviously I had an attitude at that time because soundmen in those days, you had to be rough and, you know what I mean, otherwise the next sound would step all over you. Every week we used to practice in the garage, and on weekends we used to take the sound out and put the speaker box across the road and test the weight of the sound. And it's like everybody knew each other in the community, and like the vibe was a lot different. It's like everybody was into sound and wanted to know more about what was happening with a sound system. The sound had a lot of MCs because that was the in thing at that time. You know, we had lyrics formula, we had Redman. I do remember that lyric, that Redman. Man, I tell you about football, blam blam.
No, I don't remember that one.
He chat that one about Manchester United, chat one, blam blam, blam blam. My name is Red Man. Me chat upon the #1 sound system. It was just a wicked lyric.
What do them, them. I'm in no, oh. I'm in no, oh.
There was Dread Diamond, Stereograph, Small Axe, Jam Down Rockers. Yeah, I know, it's true. Jam Down Rockers, King Tubbies, us, Taurus. There was just so much sound.
In the pre-gun days, there was still violence in dances.
In those days, there was violence. Of course there was violence.
Things like knives and baseball bats and
axes and swords.
Or basically their fists. Whereas nowadays, man and man's ready to draw a gun and they can take you out from a distance.
It'd be very easy to get your hands on a gun.
If you know the right person, you're able to get a gun.
Very easy.
If I needed to buy a gun, I could get one.
There's no problem.
Black people dying, crying, bleeding, murdering each other. No one dares to care, no one even seems to bother.
I think that it's important to bring the issue of black violence to the forefront so that we can deal with it. My name is Radical D. I'm a rapper. Anytime you hide something, then it doesn't get dealt with, it escalates quietly.
Something which is wrong in our community affects all of us. I'm Kemani Nehuse, and I do lots of things, mostly with the recovery of the history and culture of the African people. We cannot expect other people to solve our problems for us. We're the ones who've got to do it.
Our linen is being washed by others, and it's being tailored or channeled in a way to suit a particular stereotype view.
And therefore, as black people, we need to speak out. We need to let people know exactly where we stand and to say no to violence. But when we have said no to violence, we have to look at the reasons. I'm a Methodist minister. Why people turn to violence.
Some smoke a spliff, some sniff, chip, smother a brother after taking a whip with a positive lip or a sip for the facts.
When one looks at the dynamics of criminality, most studies will show that when you have economic deprivation,
bad housing, homelessness,
injustices, unemployment,
and the list continues,
you will have a parallel rise in crime. I'm Peter Herbert, I'm chair of the Society of Black Lawyers, and I practice as a barrister.
Areas that are very deprived tend to breed
crime because of the obvious manifestations that people have to survive in a society.
Having to survive means that many of our black young men are actually turning to violence and to crime and to drugs as a way out.
Them fall into it as well because them believe in themselves well. That's the only way for them to be successful, by holding a gun or start sell drugs.
Very close to the area where I live, there's a crack spot, people selling crack. And to me now, when that's happening near my front door, that's when I start thinking about my daughter. My daughter Corinne is 3 years old. What kind of future is she going to have at the end of the day? If they're selling crack now, what is it going to be in 10, 12 years' time when my daughter's a lot older?
I believe that once all people get involved in selling and buying and using drugs, it's a very good way of destroying them. I mean, destroying them physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Things are getting worse. Things are getting desperate. My name is Dave Weaver. I represent an organisation called the National Black Caucus. I think fundamentally one has to look at the situation that we find ourselves in as black people.
For us black people, it is as though we are in a vice grip, and it's hard for us to get through.
People think, well, I'm not getting anything from society, I'm not getting anything from government, I'm going to go out and get it for myself.
It's important that you get ahead, even if the rest of your family or your community can't get ahead.
Very much like a rat race.
And you will step on your family and the rest of your community.
Dog eating dog.
In order to do so.
Whoa, yeah. Hey, whoa, yeah. Black is the color of the African skin. Black is the color, black is the color, black is the color of the African skin, yeah. So don't let no man make you feel ashamed.
Traditional African society before the intervention of Islam and Europe.
There was a time when, as a people, we were together.
It was the community, the collective, which was more important than the individual.
We'll do everything together. We would see ourselves as our brother's keepers and so on.
Keep it up, yeah.
A capitalist society,
Thatcherism,
does the opposite. It places primary emphasis
upon the individual, and the individual, by whatever means necessary, can reach the top.
You're thinking, yeah, I need the money. I want to have a BMW.
The car, the gold, the clothes.
I want to have a walkabout with a phone.
Now, young black people, more so those that are streetwise, they literally listened to that message and they got rich also. I wouldn't call it actual, positive rich, but they weren't going to be prepared to be left behind.
It's not easy because at the end of the day, there are so few options open to individuals within the black community, definitely young people.
Unemployment, BLUES, make me feel guilty, make me feel useless. Me not come here to preach, me not come for distress, but as black people, we have to progress.
Unemployment is bad enough for black people in this country as it is. But up in Moss Side,
Manchester,
the unemployment for young blacks is something like 43%.
The most injustice that's happening in Moss Side is a high level of unemployment.
Two things I wanted to be when I left school: an actor or a football player.
My name is Kofi John Samuels.
I missed the boat on two of them, so I became a community worker.
There are many have tried, but the opportunity wasn't available for them. The doors didn't open for them.
Now, I have no sympathy for the person who has an opportunity and didn't make use of that opportunity and then find themselves having to do illicit things to make a living. My name is John Paul Elliott. I actually run the local newspaper in Moss Side. One can sympathise with those who weren't given the opportunity because, I tell you, racism in this country is a very powerful thing.
They see the discrimination.
A repercussion of that is that they get fed up of trying.
And rather than taking that path, which leads nowhere, people drop out.
And whilst they get fed up of trying, other things take place.
They do drift into a life of crime.
Because the word is survival.
Me cry, whoa, whoa, people I go feel it. Me cry, whoa, whoa, the Allah reveal it, yeah, boy.
Whenever you have a situation where a section of society are clocked out of the means of obtaining employment, housing, education, which many young black people are, and the only viable alternative is a life of crime, the most lucrative aspect of criminal life is presented by way of drug abuse and drug distribution.
I'm not saying selling drugs is good, but for as long as I haven't got an alternative to offer somebody that is selling drugs, or indeed I haven't got an alternative myself, and life must go on, you are left without option.
When living on the streets, everybody gets physical. Physical walk, physical talk. They have no master. They walk through the streets with a blaster.
As they say, people are products of the environment in which they live and are brought up.
Services have been kind of deteriorating in Moss Side for many, many years, at least the last 13 years I've lived there. You see broken down houses that still are broken down for the last 13 years.
Our lot in life and in society in Britain is not good enough. We're not subsisting, we're not existing.
The most on my side that's been deteriorating for the last 20 years, and no genuine will to clean it up.
This kind of area where people, I can see it for myself. I mean, living in something like this, but I don't know what I would turn out to be like. I mean, jeez.
Well, I mean, you can see the physical nature of the place. I mean, you know, this is where people are actually forced to live.
We're self-destructing. Moss Side is self-destructing in terms of the black community.
Because young people are shooting at each other.
In the back of flats, I jacked by Sabs, claim to be black, selling crack to the black. Fact of the matter, they're murdering brutes who shoot first in the war for the turf.
I'm at a point now where certain people cannot travel in my car. I will avoid travelling in anybody's car because you don't know who's involved into what. And somebody may have a score to settle with somebody, and accidentally you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
If I tell you some of the things that violence and gunshots have fired in this area for, some petty little things, and it's all because people have no hope. The dreams and aspiration that people have just been whittled away. So you're actually holding on to a dream 9 times out of 10 in a place like this, a dream that is not attainable.
OK, at the moment, economically, the country is having some problems. So it means our cries are far more unlikely to be heard because everyone else is crying. And we are the baby in this, if at all we've been born yet.
After a few days of staying in Moss Side, all I have seen is nothing but deprivation and poverty. They call it, outside of Manchester, where I come from in London, they call it Gunchester. But the question's got to be asked is, why is this poverty, the guns, the violence, the drugs being allowed to fester?
One thing that hurts me is that people that are in authority let this situation develop.
They're aware as to what's going on and they're doing absolutely nothing about it.
There's a degree of containment taking place.
I mean, the question you've got to sit down and think to yourself is, who's at fault here? Is it the people that you can see visible, which so happens to be black people? Or is it the people who allow guns to come in, who allow the drugs to come in?
The drug comes in bulk.
2 tons of cannabis and 53 kilos of cocaine were concealed in this shipment of balsa wood.
Brought in bulk by the organised criminals, indigenous criminals.
Edward Richardson and Donald Tredwin were the principal British dealers.
They're making the large sums of money, but they're unseen. My name is Viv Reid. I'm the coordinator of Revenue and Drugs Advisory Project. Now, the retailers, the individuals who now distribute the drug on the street, for the most part, one could identify as being black because that's the way they're always portrayed. There is no way that this small group of individuals could bring in the amount of that drug necessary to supply all the major cities in this country.
Its street value, £43 million.
I mean, we're living in a white power structure and the institutions are run by white people, and that is the same with regards to organised crime.
Who allows the estates to be deprived of the normal necessities, what people can strive on? Those things ain't caused by black people.
The symptoms is the cause of, as I said, policies from central government, local government.
What the reason of the government or never implement or shouldn't implement to make the human confident?
The government have to take some responsibility for all this violence. They're aware of the situation.
There comes a point when our self-destruction will actually spill over into next door. Do you know what I mean?
The black community is forced to live within a restricted area. And at one point, obviously, they were trying to break out, and that's when we saw the riots and so on and so forth.
In the early 80s, there were a lot of uprisings, rebellions.
I supported the uprising in Brixton in 1981.
People felt that, look, we need to have a change.
We was pushed. People was pushed living in Brixton.
We want to have a change now.
And when you push somebody to the limit, something's got to give.
We've moved on from that trend, and what you see now is a lot of this hate.
Just took out a gun and shot him.
And frustration.
He pulled out a little revolver.
And anger being internalised.
Because of the fact that they can't touch the real perpetuators of their misery.
Central government, local government.
They feel entirely surrounded and cut off. It becomes easy for them to turn this violence on the self, onto each other.
In a way which no other section of this society does.
I've seen about 3 murders altogether. That means I saw the dead bodies, not actually see who committed the crime.
What we're seeing now, to an extent, is what I would term as black-on-black genocide. Maybe that's too strong, but that's really what we're looking at.
Modern day and you play Mr. Badman. Genocide of a tribe, are we madman?
The man who was murdered at a South London nightclub has today been named by police. 2 other people also received bullet wounds.
Give a damn because the killing must cease. Don't even bother trying to call the police.
There were around 1,000 people at the concert on Saturday night, and police are appealing for witnesses.
I think, first of all, people wouldn't go to the police simply because they don't want to get involved. My name is Carl Lammy, and I'm presently unemployed. But also remember that there's always been a friction between the black community and the police.
Because it's a question of trust. In my community, the people would much rather live with the criminals and the gunmen than call the police, because they don't know which is worse.
The police are seen as the oppressors, basically, or the right arm or the enforcing arm of an oppressive structure.
Very often they are the repository of much of the racism which we face.
But of course racism has got no part within the police service.
Well, the police, I think, are still seen as an enemy by black people.
We've got to get people to trust us. I'm Inspector McConney, I'm the Community Liaison Officer at Brixton Police Station. The onus is on us to actually go out to them and prove that we can be trusted.
We have to work with those parts of the police force who are sensitive to race issues and which are receptive to our needs and not to the wider white society.
The solution to the problem can only come from the black community.
And I think it's up to us to take the initiative to deal with this problem now.
No one else can deal with that more than the black community. We need to take action now.
Anyway, anywhere, anyhow.
The National Black Caucus are holding a conference, a big conference, on the theme of drugs and the increasing crime and the use of guns and so forth in the spring of 1993. And that will be a large conference of great significance, because what you'll get from that conference is black people going away to their different communities, developing on the concept of pride. Pride stands for P, prevention, R, rehabilitation, I, independence, D, dignity, and E, education. Because that's what it's all about for us. It's about pride, it's about self-respect, it's about our children and our children's children.
Arguing. All right, see, now look at him. What is he doing, Corinne?
We need to start with the children from a young age, 4, 5.
He was too small and weak. Tried it.
And start teaching them history, a wide scope of history, so they know what they're about, they know where they're coming from, so they can have a bit of respect for themselves.
What we found also in most of my side anyway, that there was a lack of identity regarding young black people.
The youngster on the street who does not know himself, who does not have any proper role models, who does not have very, very strong, proper African values, who does not understand what is right or what is wrong, is primarily suffering from a loss of self, from a loss of his history.
And we felt that one has to know their roots before they feel, should I say, conscious of themselves.
So don't let no man make you feel ashamed. No, yeah.
So that means, educating people, say, well, violence is not the key thing, We don't need to kill out one another for be on top. My name is Andrew Slowly. I'm into music, I'd like to make it in the music world as a singer. We can work together, I use our resources amongst each other, to make something good.
The message is quite clear. We need to get together because we lack unity. There's no doubt about that. We lack communication, we lack education, we lack self-respect.
You need more man really I sing about more love and unity and them things there, And I sing a DJ about, bringing us back together as a people.
Me no want no DJ fi boost a gunshot. Me no want no DJ now fi boost up no crack. So chat positive, not but a chat slack. We have to step forward, we can't turn back at this. Crucial attack, well this a crucial attack. You hear me? Crucial attack, well this a crucial attack.
And we should aim at making every single one of us a very, very powerful example.
And there are many black people that's been successful, but yet we see what happens that get rich and switch, the word is, and young people don't see them. And because of that, there is that kind of vacuum.
In some of those environments, the people that have the money
getting ahead and acquiring all the material things that they would like to have
and can buy cars and can afford to live are those people
who are making a living out of the distribution of the drug.
And they, in that particular environment, are seen as positive role models.
We need now to get black people that have been successful, those that have taken academic courses.
Come together from the community to put back something into the community.
And portray that positive image that you can succeed to young people, you can achieve, you are somebody, as Jesse Jackson say, and you can be what you want to be.
Essential plastic, essential plastic.
That's good.
Yeah, man, you know that.
One of the things that I feel the black community is increasingly recognising is that it's going to have to empower itself. And actually, if we want a service, the service has got to be of the community and born out of the community on any level. And unfortunately, in terms of enforcement, that's going to be the case, going to have to be the case also.
You have a situation where it is possible that the black community itself, even without the police, can address the drug-related issues within our own communities.
I'm mindful that where firearms are concerned in particular, and where violence is concerned, that it could be very dangerous for members of the public to take the law into their own hands and to go forward and to deal with these things themselves.
You do have groups in America who have adopted certain methods.
In the United States, communities in St. Louis have taken, effectively, the law of policing its own communities into its own hands.
Like the Nation of Islam, for example, who have basically gone in and just cleared out areas by force.
The community have to take the responsibility themselves in terms of defending themselves and sorting out. There's very few within our community who are determined to destroy our community.
We have to prepare ourselves to, to stand by those young people, not just to condemn them and say that they are bad or they are not doing the right things.
So it's about talking to them, making them see the error of their ways. And if at the end of that, all that fails, then it's a sanction. They have to go.
We can't waste our energy on fighting each other. The energy that we're using to fight each other, we have to channel it into
unity, peace, love and respect for each other.
This is perhaps the most important beginning to a solution. If we do not go around and bring to the attention of people what is developing in our communities, the trends that are emerging, both good and bad.
I don't think we can look outside for support. It's definitely got to come from within.
And discuss them, understand them, and be prepared to do something about them. Nobody is going to do it for us.
With this documentary and the record, we have tried to show why the violence is increasing. We have brought black people together to say with a unified voice, the violence must cease. The old process of us bringing about peace, unity and respect amongst ourselves as black people is so we can secure a decent future for our kids. If we don't try to solve the problem of drug-related gun crimes in our community, at the end of the day, the problem will destroy us. Peace.